Hello, my name is Evangelia Iakovidou. I'm a kindergarten teacher in Greece, and this is our presentation about refugee children and their civil journey embracing a new culture through a kindergarten community. Imagine being 4.5 years old and forced to leave your house, maybe forever, and trying to understand why. Entering a kindergarten classroom may sound easy and magical, but it carries potential difficulties that these children are encouraged to overcome with the support of the kindergarten community. But how can a kindergarten community become a safe place for these children? Chios is one of the biggest islands in Greece and has the second biggest reception and identification center in North Aegean, and it's called Vial Hotspot. From 2015 until 2017, the highest number of arrivals occurred. According to infomigrant.net, in the first 6 months of 2017, a total of 2,876 refugees and migrants arrived on the island of Chios, and with May accounting for 948 arrivals. There is no precise number and consistent record of how many refugees and migrants passed through the island's hotspot. However, the facility, originally designed to host approximately 1,000 individuals, was often overcrowded, with numbers frequently exceeding to 4,000 people. In 2022, according to the Greek Ministry of Migration and Asylum, refugees and migrants' arrivals decreased by nearly 8%. In June 2025, Vial had 620 refugees, 144 were under the age of 18, and most of them were from Somalia and Eritrea. Kindergarten in Chios is for children aged 4 to 6 years old. In Greece, kindergarten classes operate with a typical ratio of one teacher for approximately 25 children. There are 12 public kindergartens in the city of Chios and around 19 on the rest of the island, approximately 50,000 inhabitants. 2017 and 2018, the school year, refugee children attended public kindergartens for the first time. The refugee children that joined the public kindergartens are coming from families that lived in UNHCR and NGO houses and shelters. The refugee children living in the Vial hotspot initially attended a public kindergarten branch that was created within the camp area a few months later, specifically to support their early education and inclusion. In this presentation, we explore the experiences of refugee children attending public kindergartens in the city of Chios. Our research tools are accounts of fellow preschool teachers and personal notes. The first period of enrollment was not easy. The process was completed by the parents, often with the assistance of representatives from NGOs or UNHCR. Communication was conducted primarily in English, while interpreters were available whenever language difficulties emerged. All children and their families had applied for temporary asylum status, and most families had more than 30 children. Both the children and their parents had access to medical and pharmaceutical care. The role of the educator was not easy. The teachers had to explain to the parents some basic classroom routines so that they could also help their children adapt to the new environment. This included how the child could ask for water, request to go to the toilet, understand appropriate classroom and bathroom routines, as well as what items they should bring with them to kindergarten each day. The problems the educator had to do with the acceptance of these children from the other families. There were few and isolated incidents involving other families who were opposed to the enrollment of these children in the city's kindergartens that gradually faded away. but their acceptance into the new school environment was a challenging goal for us to achieve. Our main problem was that there was limited guidance and insufficient support from educational authorities. In a few words, we had no idea how to help these children, so we had to come up with ways that can help them become part of our community. Due to Greek bureaucratic procedures, kindergarten enrollment can be complicated and sometimes time-consuming even for Greek children, let alone for refugee children who didn't possess a municipal registration number. As a result, delays have often occurred in registering these children within the Ministries of Education's digital information system. Following the COVID-19 pandemic, many of these families also faced difficulties in understanding and adapting to the new regulations regarding the mandatory use of face masks inside and outside the kindergarten, as well as the administration of self-testing procedures. The attendance of the children was not so easy. It was considered necessary and essential from the teachers to find ways of communicating with each child individually, mainly through the use of keywords and simple expressions. Storytelling helped a lot. Pictures also helped a lot. These were gradually taught and explained to the children in order to help them recognize and express their own needs, as well as understand the basic rules and daily routines of the kindergarten program whenever it was possible. The learning center that most strongly captured the children's interest was the construction and building blocks area. Through this form of play, children were able to develop individual creativity and autonomous expression while simultaneously enhancing collaborative skills through participation in small group activities. Theoretically, this area is considered one of the most comfortable spaces to play, as it is usually placed on the floor with a special mat, allowing children to build something big using their whole body. The second most popular learning area was the house corner, typically consisted of play kitchen, dolls, and dress-up materials. This environment facilitated easier interaction among children, and in the case of refugee children, it was a chance for them to learn their first words in Greek. Understanding the rules in the classroom in a kindergarten can be challenging even for all children, especially for the younger ones. Nevertheless, refugee children frequently observed their classmates lining up for break time or breakfast or hand washing, and in most cases adhered closely to these routines. This facilitated their immediate sense of inclusion within the group and supported their equal participation in the activities of the kindergarten program. Unfortunately, the duration of these children's attendance was generally short. Sometimes, after 10 to 15 days, they left with their families for mainland Greece, while some children departed almost immediately to other countries through asylum relocation processes. There was only one case of a child that stayed for 6 months, and that's because the parents tried to get a job as interpreters in the Vial hotspot. Although these children's attendance was short in duration, their presence in the classroom was a strong impact, as the other children often looked for them and asked when they will come back. It was a daily question that lasted for many months. Their presence was left a meaningful impact on both educators and classmates. The kindergarten community became a space of interaction, acceptance, emotional support, and intercultural coexistence. Today, the few children that live in Vial attend the kindergarten branch there, and these experiences remind us that early childhood education can play a small but significant role to inclusion. Kindergarten may have been one of the first places where these children felt safe, accepted, and part of a community. Thank you very much.